Hey guys, in this video I'll be sharing 4 secret Instagram story hacks to bring your Instagram account to the next level. I'll walk you through some great tricks to rake up some views and gain followers so you'll feel more confident using Instagram stories like a pro. Keep watching until the end of the video where I'll share a bonus tip for how to naturally gain followers fast. And also don't forget to hit the like button on this video, subscribe to my channel below where I'll go ahead and share some more social media secrets on this channel, so check it out. So before we go into the video, I just want to say that I'm not an expert here and it took me a while before I really went all in on Instagram. But once I did, I began to see results fast. Maybe you know a bit about Instagram stories already, maybe you don't, but I'm about to share with some of you guys some of the hacks that has helped me to get over 29,000 followers today. And if you like these tips, check out my Instagram at Boxx for more hacks like these so you can see great content that helped me to get followers. All right, number 1 is hide your hashtags. Okay guys, so including hashtags in your Instagram stories is a great way to maximize your visibility. If you post a story, it will only be seen by the followers or just random people who might randomly watch your story. But if you include hashtags in your Instagram stories, they'll actually show up on the hashtag explore page. This is a great way to expand your audience because when anyone searches for that hashtag, your story will pop up. But the key here is that you don't want to make your story look very messy or branded. So if you are going to use a hashtag, you can actually hide it so that your viewers won't really even notice it. So how do you hide your hashtag? Okay, going to go ahead and go on the search on Instagram to see which tags are popular. So search a few tags that are relevant to what you're about to post and make sure that it's a popular hashtag, but it's not overly saturated, right? You want to find a hashtag that gets a lot of views, but doesn't have like 500 million views, right? So you kind of have to use your own judgment, but I usually go for maybe 1 million or 2 million type of posts on the hashtag. Next thing you want to do is make a great story. When you open up your story camera, you can either take a photo, upload a photo, or if you scroll to the create page, you can actually, at the bottom, you can create a blank page to write your own text. So for this trick, it might be a bit easier to actually use the create text feature, and you'll see why in just a second. Once you have your story, you can actually add a few niche hashtags, then put them somewhere on your story that has a solid background. After you place them, you can actually choose your color. Instead of picking one of the pre-selected colors, to choose the dropper on the far left and match the hashtag up to the same color as the background. So make sure to adjust the size of your hashtag and make it super small so it's easier to blend into the background. Now you have a story with a bunch of hidden hashtags that will help you reach a new audience and connect with the Instagram community, but it won't bother your viewers, which is the goal. You want to make sure you can utilize hashtags to your advantage without it looking weird or just out there. Next hack is tag your location. Another way to rack up some views on your story is to tag your location. When you tag a location in your stories, you automatically appear on the public explore page for that location. When somebody types in that location in the search, they're taken to a customized location page. So let's say I searched Dallas, Texas. I clicked on the location, a ton of photos come up with just people posting, obviously public profiles have tagged as Dallas. But if I go to the top left corner, there's a bunch of stories that are also tagged in that location. That means that if anyone views the public stories, they'll actually be able to see your story because you tagged a location in the story. Now this is a great way to gain more followers and views, and obviously in general just expand your broader audience and community. And if you're actually tagging your legitimate location, I've actually found that people will actually end up following you on Instagram who are from that location, who wants to work together, wants to do something big together, who is just wants to connect. And honestly, that's amazing if you find someone that you want to connect with. Now, one thing I recommend is make sure you choose a smaller location, like maybe a local neighborhood, maybe like a just something that isn't so broad, like a giant city. Like if it's a city population of like 5 million, maybe you shouldn't tag that because chances are you're not going to be discovered in that, location tag. The next tip is punch up your text. Okay, so you guys probably have all been scrolling through Instagram stories and before, but just kind of clicking through and your brain goes numb, right? Like you see a story that has writing on it in the same Instagram font and you're like, I don't really feel like reading this right now. Okay, so how do you actually get people to notice when you have something to say? First of all, it's a good idea to keep to just kind of short sentences and avoid big blocks of text on Instagram stories. If you do want to post more than a few sentences, I have a great hack to help you to make it even more easy to read and digest coming up next. But if you want to get people to read your text, you have to kind of make it kind of eye-catching. Otherwise, people are just gonna keep scrolling through and they won't really stop to read what you have to say on Instagram stories. So you guys probably already know that there are a bunch of different fonts and colors that you can choose from to make your text stand out. But with just a little extra effort, you can actually make your Instagram stories stand out even more to get people to actually read what you write. Number one is custom colors. The first thing to remember is that you don't have to stick to that first row of colors that Instagram gives you. You can either swipe right to see two more rows of colors, or you can actually use the dropper tool on the far left to choose your own custom colors. It might be a good idea to stay pretty consistent with your text color throughout your stories so that your viewers know what to expect, and it kind of builds up a personal brand. Like whenever you post a specific type of text, they know, okay, that's Caleb's type of text. So like they stop for a second because they know that last time they read your type of text, they got value from it. Number two is glitter text. To create glitter text, choose a solid background using the create option at the bottom of the story, and then swipe up and click the GIF button. Search for a sparky, kind of sparkly GIF. Choose one, add it to your screen, then zoom it out, and then it takes up the whole screen. Click the save button at the top that looks kind of like an arrow with a line on the bottom, then click out of the screen to go to your saved photos. And then you can go ahead and select the story you just made. Next, you're gonna then go ahead and click on the brush tool, choose a color, then hold down the tool until the color fills up the whole screen. This will add a color layer over the top of your sparkly GIF image. Now, if you select the eraser tool and size it down, you can write on top of the color layer and your sparkly text will shine through. Number three, drop text. Now, the last thing you can do to make your text really pop on your Instagram stories is to add drop text. Adding drop shadow to your text is a great unexpected way to really make your stories kind of come alive. Type your message on your Instagram story one color, then type it again in a contrasting color. White or a super light color works really well for this. Then layer the two messages on top of one another, with the darker one just a little bit to the right or left or up and down, just a little bit off center, and then what ends up happening is it starts to peek out and kind of pops. Just know that it might be hard to line them up properly if you resize the text, because it might be hard to get the two messages to match up perfectly in size. All right, the next thing is click-through text. So this next hack I'm going to show you is click-through text. This is a great feature to make your text more exciting, and it's also great for when you have a lot to say. The truth is, Instagram is for mainly pictures, but sometimes pictures just aren't enough and you want to share something with a whole bunch of text. And an Instagram story with a ton of text and writing can be a lot to read at once, and chances are if your viewers see a giant big block of text, it'll overwhelm them and they just won't really watch it or read it. So how do you get people to actually read what you're writing? So here's a great hack for making things easier to read on your Instagram story. Take a photo of an interesting background, maybe a selfie, a cool pattern, or you can actually use this solid background. Add a bit of text to the photo, but instead of clicking share, choose the save button. Now open your stories again and swipe up to go to your saved photos. The story you just made should be at the top of your photos with your first piece of text saved. Now click on it to bring it to the main screen and add a bit more text on a different part of the page. Save it again, head back to your saved photos, then you can actually add even more text. Now upload all of your saved photos in order from first to last. Now when you view your story, you can actually see that you can kind of see the click-through of different stories and text that will appear across your screen. Okay, so those are my 4 easy hacks to help make your Instagram stories really come alive and bring you in more views and follows. I linked another video here where I actually go even more in depth of how I've been able to grow my Instagram account super fast and get over 500 followers a day from it. So I recommend go ahead and check that out. But before I go, I did mention that I will actually introduce a tip, a final tip, so listen up, that will actually help you gain more followers. In addition to posting great content regularly, what you want to do is make sure you pay attention to this when posting. I want to be clear that there's no magical time when it comes down to best time to post, okay? There's no super magical time, all right? The algorithm with Instagram is a little bit different. It's definitely different. But if you are going to post a story or a photo to Instagram, post it at a time when people are likely to be looking at their phones a lot. Look at your followers. What's the average age group? Do they have, maybe a 9-to-5 job? Then try posting maybe at lunchtime or right before bed to catch them. This will actually help you to have photos and stories that are actually viewed and really takes off on Instagram, because Instagram is very much about view velocity and getting a bunch of views quickly. Think about when you look at your Instagram and then just match up your posting schedule maybe to that when you start posting stuff. But all right, guys, thanks so much for watching. If you like this video, make sure you leave a like and subscribe below, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.